Hi everyone, it's Rita from the Arty Art Studio. Today we're going to paint these beautiful chrysanthemums, November's birth month flower. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm just using a pencil and I'm going to mark out where I want to place the flowers, just very lightly, just sketching them out. I'm using watercolour paper. I'm going to be using my Winsor & Newton watercolour paints, 2 jars of water and paper towels along with this. So yeah, sketch your flowers out and then just erase them slightly because you don't want the pencil marks showing. Then I'm using some permanent rose and some yellow ochre, and I'm going to make these tiny petal shapes. These shapes are going to be going all around. This is the top of the flower, which is pointing towards the left. So we're not going to see the middle of the flower. You're just going to see a little bit of the top of the flower. And then I'm just placing these petals. I'm using a size 4 Princeton Velvet Touch brush, and I'm just placing the petals all around, just making the shape and putting them where I feel they need them. I will be making the petals a bit bigger, as the ones on the sides will be thinner and the ones at the bottom, which are looking towards us, will be a bit thicker. So I'm going to do this for a while, as you might get bored of me painting all the petals. So I'm just going around and making some of them slightly darker, just adding a petal here and there where I feel it needs it. Just keep on adding them until you like the shape of your flower. This one is going to be pointing towards the right hand side, so you're not going to see the inside of the petals, so they're going to be long, coming all the way to the top. I'm using the tip of my brush and just flicking them up towards the top and making smaller ones at the top of the flower. So because the top of the flower is going to be much smaller, as you won't be able to see all of them, and as I said, you won't be able to see the middle of the flower here. So just add some tiny little petals here, and just add them where you feel you need them, going around and just refining the flower up a little bit. You can darken some of them. Here I'm adding the stems. I've used olive green and sap green, and I'm just going to thicken it up slightly and darken one side of the stem. Just adding the bottom of the flower here, the sepal part, and just bringing the stem down again. Just loosely with the tip of your brush, just bring it down and thicken it up as you need it. And darken it at the sepal part as well, with a slightly darker shade. I'm just adding a bud on the top here, just a bud shape, just flicking my brush up and just curving it towards the top and making sure that all the tiny petals are meeting at the bottom. Just adding a bit more of a darker hue there and blending it out. Then I'm going to move on to doing the sepal for this flower as well, and bringing the stem down, joining it to the rest of the flowers, thickening it up as I feel I need to thicken, and just making one side darker. And then I'm going to add some leaves. I'm just making simple leaves here, just with the tip and belly of my brush, just placing the leaves down, shaping it as I paint, and bringing it down and attaching it to the stem. You can add more depth to this afterwards. Just get the shape of the leaf first, how you like it, and then you can refine it afterwards. So I'm just going around and just making some of the parts of the leaf a bit darker and just attaching it to the stem. And I'm just doing one on the right hand side, just moving my brush from side to side, wiggling it and just filling it in. The leaves, honestly, you don't have to really worry too much about them. Just as long as they look like leaves, that's fine. Just darkening the left side of the leaf up a little bit, and just refining it on the edges. I'm just going to add the bottom of the sepal here for these ones, and just making it slightly darker, because it's going to be in at the bottom of the flower, so it'll be in shadow, and just bringing it down and darkening up the stem as well on one side, just to give it some depth. And I'm just going to add a bit more color here as well and bring it down. And I just wanted to lift some up. So I've just washed my brush, tapped it on a paper towel and lifted some of the colour up there. Now I'm going to add these wispy leaves all around the piece. I'm just going to use the tip of my brush, belly of my brush, and just go around my composition and see where I want to place my leaves. So I'll leave you to this and I'll be back. So I'm going to move on to the flowers now. So I've just taken a darker hue of the permanent rose and the yellow ochre, and I'm just going around the flower petals and just darkening some of them up where they meet at the bottom, and where they're flopping over towards us, where I feel we need to add the shadows on the leaves. So I'm just going to go around and do that to all the flowers now. Then I'm taking a light wash of the colour, and I'm going to glaze all around the petals so it all looks like one flower. I'm just doing it on both of the big flowers, so they look like they're a bit together, and just on the bud there as well. And I think we are nearly done. I'm just going to refine some of the petals, just making some veins and some lines on them. Now I'm adding just some finishing touches, adding some depth on some of the leaves and the stems, because it really does make a difference when you use different tones in your compositions, light, medium and a dark tone. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and if you did, please like, share and subscribe to my channel so I can bring more free content to you, and follow me on my socials for updates in the studio. Thank you so much for watching.